Hello and welcome to this week's episode of True Audio Files. It's going to be kind of a short one today because I don't want to go into too much kind of beating this topic to death. But basically wanted to bring up the Mofi lawsuit because it's been settled in court. It needs some final approvals, but for the most part it's been settled. They keep stressing the total of $25 million, and that's an assumptive total for the settlement. But essentially, what it boils down to is anyone who wants a full refund on the digital vinyl that they purchased, they're welcome to get a refund. And I believe there's not a specific detail about it, but it looks like you have to give those back to Mofi. And the other options that they give you are you can either get 5% back and keep those records, and you get 5% back cash. I'm assuming it's 5% of what you paid for it, not what it's worth. And I stress that for a specific reason. And the other option is you can get 10% credit towards other Mofi products that you may want to purchase in the future. So for those of you who bought some of these digital quote-unquote records that want to take advantage of that, you should be able to do that probably in the not too distant future. And I just wanted to kind of stress all that because it's not necessarily $25 million. That's the assumption that's going to cost Mofi to settle this. So we'll see how many people take advantage of that, how many people send their records back in. Quite frankly, I think Mofi will actually make some money on some of this stuff, especially if people decide to get money back on some of their titles like the Santana Abraxas One Step or some of the other One Steps that were not advertised as digital, as some of them actually have more value in the used market than they do, well, new if you could get them, when they bought them, I should say. So, it's one of those things that, I'm not going to get into all of the, whether they lied or any of that kind of stuff, because that's been talked about ad nausea on this site already. But, basically, it's one of those things that, now you've got your potential money. So what are you going to do? I guess I'll have to just wait and see how the process goes. And me personally, as I've mentioned before, I love all the records I have, regardless of whether they were a digital or an analog original, whether they were cut from digital or cut from analog. I think most of the Mofi that I have listened to and I've compared to maybe early pressings or first pressings or other pressings that are considered the best. If you've watched any of my videos, sound quality shootouts with Mofi product, you'll know that in most cases I have actually preferred the mobile fidelities. But there have been exceptions, like the one prime example. If you want to go back and watch one from a couple of weeks ago, I did a sound quality shootout with War on Zevon, and matter of fact, I have that right here. So, I've got this, which if you look at it, it says on the bottom here that they went to the master, and then they made a DSD copy, and then they went to the analog console and cut it to a lacquer. So sounds good. Really, it does sound good. But I actually did. I had a preference that wasn't the Mofi. So if you want to find out what that was, a little clickbait there, why don't you go and check that video out, and it'll explain it more in detail. So, that's mainly it. I just wanted to kind of spread that news just in case you hadn't heard it, and give you my take on it. I think it's fair, and I'm not really sure what all the people in the class action suit feel. I know there were some that were disappointed, but I haven't really read any articles that went too deep into detail as to what their expectations were. But it looks like the bottom line is, you can get your money back, which I think they've already been offering that. But then also, if you want to keep the records, you get the 5% cash back or 10% in credit towards Mofi products. So seems like a pretty fair deal, but I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about it. Do you feel that that settlement is adequate? Do you think it's appropriate? Or do you think that MoFi got off light? I mean, I can't say I know how much money MoFi takes in every year, but I can't imagine it's all that much more, if any more than that, 25 million, but I don't know. It's certainly going to put a big dent into what they've been trying to do, and especially, trying to build that and get that new pressing plant up and going, which I'm hoping they do soon, and maybe securing rights to other titles. That could definitely affect them. So, but I don't know. We'll have to see long term how it goes and how it works out. But in the long run, they actually may make money if the people ask for their money back on these titles, and then MoFi can go back and resell these titles. So I don't know. Anyway, I want to hear your take. What do you feel about that settlement? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you think that MoFi got off light? What are your thoughts? I want to hear what you have to say. So that is everything I have for this week. Super short, like I said. Just kind of wanted to cover the MoFi settlement and get your thoughts on it. So if you liked what you saw here, please hit that like button. And also, if you did, try to and subscribe to my channel, or not try to, but subscribe to my channel if you would. Love subscribers. And hit that alert bell to let you know when my new videos come out. They're typically every week, so I try to keep up with that, but sometimes life gets in the way, but I try my hardest to do one at least once a week. So, but anyway, also check me out on social media. The links to the social media pages and groups that I have are in the description, and that is everything. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber if you are one, and you have yourself a great rest of the day and a great rest of your week. Thank you.